the enigmatic entrepreneur whose words will make you sure. Know, trust, and believe. The master teacher has come to help you succeed. The gem dropper, the truth speaker, the voice in the universe that will bring you to your highest peak. Welcome to the Get High on Motivation show with Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator.
Welcome to life eternal. The time is here, the time is now. So pick up and put on your crown. Goodbye to yesterday. Welcome to life eternal.
On past episodes, I would say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, love bugs. It's your favorite motivator, Mimi the Motivator. And I am so happy to be here. I miss you all, and I apologize for those of you who are used to seeing shows and you've been going on all those music platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is that you listen to your podcast, and there's no episodes there. Oh my gosh, what happened? I don't even want to talk about it. It doesn't even matter because the past is gone. The present is here and the future doesn't exist yet. And so I'm not going to concern myself with the past because living in the past is called depression and living in the future is called anxiety. And where we can find peace is right here and right now. So what we're going to talk about today is lifing. And what do you do when life is lifing the fuck out of you? Excuse my language, or just bear with me, or I bet you say the same word. Am I lying? Okay, let's move on. So listen, what do you do when life is really lifing you? I want to say I'm not sure, but it's a lie. I know exactly what to do. Now, I get a lot of advice from this man we call the walking encyclopedia, where I call myself the walking Wikipedia, or my friends do. My father is the walking encyclopedia. He's just like this cool dude that's just full of so much wisdom that he should have a podcast. He needs to write some books. He's written some, but he won't publish them for public view. But a brilliant man full of wisdom. So where am I going with this, right? My dad always told me that I operated best in fifth gear. I remember him once telling me that when you feel like your plate is full, go ahead and add something else onto it. And so that is what I have decided to do, because I feel like life has just been lifing me too much for me to do anything else. How am I going to record a podcast? How am I going to teach a course? How am I going to do all these things with everything that's going on? I'm dealing with family matters. I'm taking care of my brother who has been diagnosed with cancer, and the cancer is just spreading through his body, and now it's in his brain. And he's not trying to get on that holistic path, and he half-assed don't want to take his medicine. What am I supposed to do? You know what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to come here and be with you, love bug, and get back to recording, getting back to having conversations with me and you, because we need these conversations. I need these conversations. You know, I always believe that the message is for me. And if you get something out of the message, then I'm even more grateful. But the message is always for me. So what do we do when life is life? And we have to keep going, because life is always going to life. And that's what I have had to come to the realization of, what I've had to accept more than anything, that life is going to keep lifing. So whatever it is that I came to do, whatever I have been purposed and fabricated and wired to do by the Most High, then I'm just going to have to do it anyway, because life is going to keep on lifing. No one is exempt from problems, from challenges, from circumstances. I received a message this past week to really mind my being, no matter the circumstances. And it's come to me in different ways. It came to me on a YouTube short. It came to me as number 909 in 1,500 ways to escape the human jungle. So if you follow me on TikTok, I shared number 909, and it's a game changer. Because it's telling us that things are going to happen. Shit is going to happen to us. But it doesn't matter. What matters is how we respond, how we continue our state of being. So that's what we do when life is lifing is we maintain our state of being. We manage our state of a being. We see where are we? What's really going on? How is this a reflection of what's going on within me? And how do I make sure that it's my business to be the calm in the midst of the storm? Because just because it's storming outside doesn't mean that we have to be wet. Just because it's storming outside doesn't mean that we have to be upset. It doesn't even matter if the lights get cut off or the water gets messed up, or it doesn't matter what happens, because life is going to continue to life you. And it's going to life you in ways you have never even seen. The more you elevate, the more you ascend spiritually, the more you ascend professionally. Please believe the higher levels you go up is the bigger the type of things that you have to tackle. So don't be mad on this level. Don't get scared on this level. Go ahead and do whatever it is that you have to do to maintain. So that way you can be ready for whatever's coming next, because you are the one. You are the perfect one for this situation. You are the one that is prepared for this. You have been prepared with every single day of your life that has led up until now. Period. If it wasn't, then it wouldn't be happening to you. Who else did you think it was supposed to happen to? Let's just be honest. Let that simmer for a moment. Who else did you think that this was supposed to happen to? Did you think that you were supposed to be exempt? Or did you think this was just supposed to happen to people you watch on TV? Did you think this was only supposed to happen to people maybe you went to school with, or somebody you work with, or somebody on the side of the road? No. Life is going to life you. And if you are ready to elevate, if you are ready for that next level of success, don't worry about how life is lifing you. Worry about how you're going to life back. How are you going to respond and not react? Because initially we typically react. Oh my God, this is happening. Oh my God. You know, we have all these initial responses, which is okay. But then we got to sit back. We have to breathe through it. That's what I've been telling myself to do. I got to breathe through it. I've been breathing through things because I don't know what else to do but to breathe through it. When we don't know what to do, breathe through it. You always know what to do. You just may not want to do it. You may just not feel like doing it. But you know what to do. You were born knowing. You've just spent a lot of your life forgetting. You spend a lot of your life being reprogrammed to think that you need to call on someone else or something else to get the information or to get the direction, when you have an internal GPS system that is always at work. You just got to tap into it. How often do you tap into your inner GPS system? Do you use your inner GPS system as much as you use Siri or Google Maps or Waze? How often do you tune in to find out the direction? I was on a 5K yesterday walking with someone, and you know, the signs weren't signing, okay? The arrows were going the wrong direction. The arrow told us to go that way, but the water station was over that way, so it was a little confusing. You know, we weren't really sure which way to go. So I told the guy next to me, I said, well, just follow your inner GPS system. And he was like, well, I don't know about that. Now, after we done got lost and figured out we were really supposed to go that way, he was like, well, see, I felt like we should have been going that way. I said, well, I told you to feel your way. I said, but since you weren't willing to trust your feelings, why would I want to trust your feelings? How is it that we always have a bigger expectation of the people with us or riding with us? We want them to trust us and we don't even trust ourselves. So we want to be blind leading the blind? Does that even make sense to you? So be okay with tapping into your inner GPS system and finding the way and the next route to take, the next turn to make, even if you are driving your car. So we can take this on a metaphysical level to a physical level and everything in between. You know which way to go. You just a little scared, and that's okay. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Go ahead and swallow it and go on and do what you got to do. Because I bet you there's some task that's standing in your way. It's a task that you feel like is too menial or too beneath you, or I ain't got time for that, or, that's just not my strong suit. That's just not what I do. I'd rather pay somebody to do that. But you're going to allow that to stop you from what is awaiting you, the manifestations that are awaiting you? Do you know how many manifestations are waiting for you to just level yourself up in your mind? You think you got to work a little harder. You think you need to study a little harder, or I was going to say pimp a little harder. But Lord, yeah, you see, I got pimp bones in my body, so y'all bear with me, huh? But for real, you think that there's something else that you need to do, there's some other external something that you need to do, when the truth is that there's something internal that needs to take place. There's a switch inside that needs to be turned on. There's a volume button within you that needs to be turned up. Turn up the volume. Turn up the volume of your inner voice. And stop trying to turn it down or drown it out. I'm going to keep on telling you. You know what to do. You know what the next step is. Go ahead and take it. Feel the fear and do it anyway. There's nobody else but you. You waiting on somebody else to come and motivate you or inspire you or get behind you and support you or hold you accountable. No, baby, all of that is you. You have to be your biggest supporter. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be your own coach, your own consultant. And that way you can't even use finances as an excuse of, oh, well, I wish I could afford to pay somebody like you, Mimi. I get that all the time. Well, you know what? If you decided that in your mind and in your spirit, in your heart, because it says in the Bible, it says that God gives us the desires of our heart. So if you really desire to be on a level where you could afford my services, then it shall be. There's nothing that is too far away from you, and you are worthy of everything that you desire. So if you desire more, if you desire a bigger house, a better car, a better relationship, whether it is a romantic relationship or a relationship with your family, you deserve it. You're worthy of it. You are enough for it. And it desires you. Most importantly, what are you waiting on? I'm not really sure. What are you waiting on? Who? And if you're waiting on some boo to show up, I bet you haven't even gotten clear on what that boo looks like and how that boo can even be incorporated in your world. Because if you feel like life is already lifing you too much, how you think you're going to add somebody to that mix? You want to add somebody to your chaos? Or do you want to have what can be an organized mess? Because life is a beautiful mess, and that's okay. Allow life to be messy. Allow things to be messy. Quit trying to make stuff look all Instagram worthy. Everybody want to make their life and their business look Instagram worthy, when the reality is it's a mess. Their life is a mess. Their business is a mess. Their money is a mess. Their family is a mess. Their relationship is a mess. But people don't put that out there because people ain't willing to really be vulnerable and show you the bad parts of what's really going on behind the scenes when they don't got the filters on. Come on, man. But willing to know and be willing to accept that life is messy and it could get messier. Or you can take the steps to prevent the mess. You can do what's required that you already know you need to do, that thing that's been on the back of your mind that kind of keeps you up at night. It gives you an attitude. You get an attitude with everybody around you and they don't even know what's going on. But that's because they're getting in the middle of a war between you and yourself, your lower self and your higher self. In the war, make peace with your higher self and go ahead and take the assignment and go ahead and do the work. Do the dirty thing, the ugly thing, the hard thing, the heavy thing, the scary thing. Go ahead and do the thing that, hey, they might talk about you. They might got something to say. They might point fingers. They might get mad. So, life is a singular journey. And you came to live this life for you, not for somebody else. So who cares how they feel about what you're doing? Are they paying your bills? And if they're paying your bills, maybe you might want to consider it. But if they're not paying your bills, then who cares what they have to say? Who cares what they think? Who cares if they support you or not? You didn't build your business, start your business or your side hustle to appease the people closest to you. If you started a business or if you doing a thing, then you did it for the people who need you. So go ahead and open yourself up to those people. Forget your family and your friends. They if they support you, they support you. That's a bonus. But don't expect it, because a prophet is never accepted in his own home or in her own city. Expect to support yourself. Expect that the right people will show up to support your vision, to support your dream. Expect it, because it can happen when you expect it. But if you expect the worst, then the worst will happen. Expect the best. Expect the unexpected. Expect abundance from places known and unknown, from sources seen and unseen. Don't limit where your abundance can come from. Don't limit where your clients can come from. Don't limit where your ideas, your inspiration can come from. But definitely don't limit where your money can come from. So love bugs, I said I wasn't going to hang out too long, and I think we're approaching about that time. But I want to invite you to let me know, what kind of stuff do you want me to talk about now that we are re-recording all the episodes? We're going to record some of the old episodes, or upload some of the old episodes into Apple Music and all that. It's going to take a little while, so bear with us. But we're also going to be recording some new content. So what do you want to talk about? What kind of conversations do you want to have? You know, I love talking about healing. I love talking about manifesting. I love talking about business. I love talking about the mind more than anything, because I feel like if you heal your mind, then the rest will follow. You heal your mind, your body will follow. You heal your mind, your finances will follow. Your relationships will follow, because the change always begins with us. So on every show, I always will and always do request that you commit to becoming 1% better today and every day after this. Just 1%. Because 1% is not a lot, but that compounding interest of it all. You don't even have to understand what compound interest is. Just know that if you keep on being 1% better, by the end of the year, you'll be about 34% better. And that's good enough for me. Because if my income went up 34%, whoo, I like it. Think about it. So just commit to being 1% better in your life today. How can you be 1% better? What demonstration, what activity, what step can you take that exemplifies that you are 1% better than you were yesterday? We don't have to make a 360 overnight. That's asking too much. But if you could improve your health 1% every day, if you can improve your relationships, if you could improve your bank account 1% every day, if you got one new client, or I want to say a day, but some of y'all can't handle that. But if your clientele went up 1% a day, I think you would enjoy that. I think you would enjoy having some extra dollars in your bank account. I think you would really enjoy even more knowing that you got more impact on people. Because you have impact like anybody else. You don't have to be no influencer, quote unquote, to have impact on people. Sweetheart, you are impacting everybody that's watching you. They trying to see what you're doing because they look up to you. Even if they think they're looking down on you, they got it wrong. They watching still. So since the people are watching, give them something to watch. Go ahead and live your best life on purpose. Go ahead and live your biggest dreams on purpose. Go ahead and do the thing that scares you on purpose, so that way you can silently give everybody else in your life the permission to do the same. Everything we do, we give permission to someone else to do the same. Good, bad, happy, or sad. So be careful with that shit. I love you, love bugs. And we will do this again. I'm committed. How often do you think we should get together and have these conversations? Let me know. I need some feedback. I need some direction. And always be open to feedback. I like the feedback, good, bad, happy, or sad. I posted a post on Instagram. If you follow me, Mimi the Motivator, MIMI, on Instagram. And it said, I'm at an age where the truth doesn't hurt. I appreciate that shit. So be open to hearing truths in your life. Be open to getting direction. But mostly, be open to following your inner GPS system and being 1% better today and every day. I love you. I appreciate you for joining me, even if you joined for a little while. And I would be remiss without saying, be happy, be healthy, and be you. Mimi the Motivator. Your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, and this is the Get Higher Motivation Show.
Hearing this story I'm telling. Life is sweet like melon. If that's wrong, guess I'm a felon. Don't have time to rewind. Eyes to watch what's behind. They're always looking forward. Follow me if you want to move toward.
The time is here, the time is
Eternal
now.
life. Recognize the difference. Start tonight. Start tonight.
Goodbye to yesterday.
Eternal life. Recognize the difference.
The time is here, the time is now.
Eternal life.
So
Recognize
pick
the
up and put on your
difference. Start tonight.
crown. Goodbye to yesterday.
Eternal life. Recognize the difference.
Welcome
Start
to
tonight.
life. The time is here, the time is now, life is here, living now, a life of tears, listen now, have no fear, put on your crown, the time is here, the time is now, life is here,